everyone, welcome back to Kinleg. Today we are going to be looking at onions, how you plant them, how you harvest them, and how you sell them on. So we've got the Fast Track 4000 here with the monosem front hopper and the beautiful onion seeder specifically designed for the onions here. So we're going to jump in. We've got a nice field here, all cultivated, ready to go, and we'll talk you through the process. So let's jump in. Let's get ourselves into position in the field here. We have got the farm stick up as well. This video and this whole weekend, in fact, supported by the brilliant guys at Thrustmaster. So we're going to use some of the controls on the Thrustmaster as well. So there we go. We fired up the machine already here. We are going to lower things down like so. And it is as simple as this. We are already planting our onions. So if I just lift off here, we'll pop around here and you can see on the ground there, onions, crop type onions growing. There we go. Needs a bit of rolling as well. So it just acts and behaves just like any old seeder. You put your seeds in and it goes from there. Now if I just jump to the front one here and we open this, we just spin around, you can see, there you go, seeds in the front there. Show up as onions, but it is as simple as that. And we are just going to go around now, we're going to get this planted, and then we'll come back when we're all done. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Right, welcome back. That is us done. We have got a field full of onions, good to go. There are 4 growth stages. Well, actually there's only 3 growth stages until you're ready to harvest stage. You can see those on screen now, thanks to the little guide that Giants gave us as part of the fact sheets that came out the last few weeks. So really, there's nothing more to do other than the usual: roll it, fertilise it, make sure it's looked after, get rid of those weeds and things like that. Really, there's nothing more to do now than to come back when it's ready to harvest. Just bounce through those stages. So there you go. That is what stage 1 looks like. That is what stage 2 looks like. You can see those shoots growing now. Start to look very much like onions in the field. There is your final pre-ready to harvest stage. You can see they're a lot higher now. But still very green. And then when we move to the harvest stage, it looks completely different. And there you have it. As you can see, all of the haulums have kind of, I guess, died back a little bit, and you can see the onions peeking out of the ground there. So next stage is to get these haulums off and get them picked. So we need another machine for that, so we'll run off with this and we'll come back with the topper. Right, here we go. We've got the big 8000 now. Looking forward to using this. You've got your topper on the front that'll pull the haulums off, and then you've got, in essence, what is a windrower at the back here. It kind of shakes the onions clean. Do those racks there, and then you've got these belts on the back, which you can then put out to the left, out to the right, or unload through the middle. So we'll look at how we can do that as well. But for now, let's jump in. Let's fire this up. Move it into the field. Fire up the machinery. And see where we go. So you can see it moving there. Again. Toggle work mode here would be Control Y. Which is spitting it. It changed the belt. Change direction then. I'm not sure if you picked that up, but let's just watch here. We'll do that again. Control Y. That puts it through the middle. And there you go, it's changed the belt to unload on the left hand side there. So for example, I think if you went round the outside of the field first, you'd probably want to unload through the middle because you're not going to overlap with any other bits of the crop. So let's roll into space. We're going to have to lower the machine down at some point. So let's do something like this. Lower the front machine down. So let's just whip around here. There we go. Front machine down. And then again we'll switch. Lower the rear machine down as well. And we're just going to roll forward now. As you can see, it basically gathers the onions up, puts them in the middle of the windrow, and then they're cleaned before they come out the other end. So basically we just batter along and get the whole field done as quickly as possible. And like I said, when you get to some of the other rows, you can either merge them together or you can do individual rows. So for example, if we cut through this a bit, let's get the headlands done, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how you can use the belt to choose which side you want to unload to. So, back soon. Right, we're on a third headland here now, so what I want to do here is toggle the work mode. So Control Y again here. Let's pop the belt so it's going to unload on the left hand side here. Now if we drive away again, you'll see that it starts to unload them next to the previous row. Well, closer anyway, certainly close enough that the harvester will pick two rows up together. So from now on, let's run it like that and see what happens. Of course you can then switch between centering it and then unloading left on the headlands, or alternating when you're going on the up and down rows, but it does bring those rows closer together. Not massively, but it does make a bit of a difference. So you have that as an option available to you as well. Right, let's push on and get a few more rows done. I'm not going to do the whole field, it'll probably take a good amount of time. That's one thing, this isn't quick. I think this is on a par with potatoes in terms of speed, so bear that in mind if you're going to get stuck into the onions. You need to have, I don't know, a healthy dose of tolerance, I think. But let's crack on for a bit, and then we'll come back. Just an observation here, as I was driving along as well, you can see, while they're being sifted through the rear here, that it isn't a 2D flat plane as well. They've got some nice 3D onions going on. Now, I do think they change back to a 2D plane once they're on the floor, and once they're being harvested, but it's nice to see a bit of progress there in terms of the textures for these crops, and them going a bit more three-dimensional. So, nice to see another little bit of a development there. Let's just watch them again as they load up on here. In the past that would have just been an image, now it looks a lot more three-dimensional. Nice to see. Right, we've popped them on a worker and they're going to keep going around and gathering a few more windrows. I think there's probably enough there just for the case of this demo to jump now into the harvester and gather up some of these onions so we can take them and show you the next stage after harvest. This is the onion harvester. It can be used for potatoes as well. They will put potato topper on the front of it if you want to buy it like that in the store, but we have had that removed here. In fact, let me just show you that. We've jumped into the Highlands Fishing Expansion, so it's easy to find, but there we go. The Grimmy Variatron 470. At the moment, set up for potatoes, but with a click, it removes the front and it becomes an onion harvester. Very, very handy. The other thing worth noting as well, if I just come out of here again and go to the main store, is if you go down to potato harvesting, if I can find it. There we go. And open the roper here as well, which is a base game model. You have the option to switch between potatoes and onions there as well. So you do have the option of two different harvesters at the moment. The other Grimmies in here do not have that as an option, so bear that in mind. They do not allow you to harvest onions, but the Variatron from the Highlands Fishing Expansion and the roper do indeed let you harvest your onions. So, let's fire this up. Let's get it unfolded let's roll into the field. Let's fire things up. See how we get on. So, lower the front down, like so. You see a bit of dust there. And that is us, all systems go. Like I said, that nice 3D texture we saw before has now been replaced by the more traditional 2D flat texture, which is a shame. It would be nice to have seen that carried right through, but I can understand probably why it's there from a performance perspective. But hopefully in the future, what we saw on the other tool is maybe the direction they're going to be going in. So we're just going along here. We've already got 20% in here, so it's not going to take us long to fill this up. The hopper in this isn't huge, so we'll need a trailer in a little minute to gather these up as well. But for now, we'll just run round and we'll pick up some onions. Right, we've just pulled over to the side here. 9,590 litres in there. You can see it sitting in the hopper, so we'll just need to go and grab a trailer now, and we'll come back, get it unloaded, and we'll show you what's next. Right, here we are. We're in the Deutz with the very nice Bunning trailer. This is the slightly smaller one. We've had the sides taken off. Should be ideal for what we need to do to pick up these onions. So just roll around here under the bridge. I do love just the whole style of this map, and the feeling you get when you're playing it is really, really nice. So let's just roll under the hopper, we'll get this unloaded, and like I said, we'll run off to the next stage, which is back up at the farm. There we go. So there you go, onions into the trailer. They're parked badly, so they're actually spilling over the top. There we go, there's our onions in the trailer, all done and dusted. So we will just rattle around here now. Probably take the path here to our farm, which we could just see over there in the distance. So we'll see you at the farm. Right, here we are, arriving at the farm. We're going to roll around this way. Hopefully I left these gates open. I think I did the other day when we were having a look around. Yes, we did. And there, directly in front of us, is what we're going to be doing next. So, this is your onion prepper or washer. Let's call it that. Again, another Hilaris machine. Basically washes and preps the onions for sale. All you need to do, and let me just turn on the triggers so you can see them. There we go. You tip here. This is your interaction point, so you can choose what you have. We obviously own some aquaculture there as well, but there we go. Packing and storing your onions. So we can do that. They're going to be packed, ready to go. So we put your onions in, and they will come out packed. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So we'll just reverse up like so until we get our little trigger, hopefully about here somewhere, and we tip. We didn't get a trigger, interestingly, but that's definitely working. You can see the onions going into the sorter, and hopefully in a little while we'll see some stuff coming out. So we've just jumped into the production chain here. You can see it working. It is working rather slowly. There's your 13 litres done already, 16 litres. So it's pretty slow, this. Is pretty slow. We'll speed time up a little bit until we start to see some results coming out. But yeah, that's going to be a slow process. Although it does take 50,000 litres of onions, so we might add a few more in just to help move things along. But, yeah, interesting. So there we go. Put another full trailer load in here just to help the process along a little bit. But, like I said, the way it, or the speed it's processing them is incredibly slow. So, like I said, I'll set us up so you can see him coming out, but it will speed the time up a bit. Right, there we go. We are running now at 360 times, and we are finally getting some onions out. But it's going to be a relatively slow process, this, I think. It takes long enough to harvest them, and it's going to take even longer to get them produced as well. Although I do love those pallets. That is visually very nice indeed, isn't it? Right, let's slow it back down to a normal size, because it's going to get dark otherwise. But there are your finished onions, ready to be taken off and go into numerous productions. And there you go, onions packed. What are we looking at from a price perspective here? For 1,000 litres, 321, 300-ish, up to 422 at their highest price. Obviously you'll get a little bit of movement this way or that. And you can sell them in all of these places here. Of course, if you want to make onion soup, you've also got onion salt there as well, which is interesting. If you want to make those using various processes, you can of course get a lot more money for your onions as well. And if you want to know where you do that, the vegetable processing plant. So there you go. You've got fried onions in canola, olive oil, rice oil or sunflower oil, which is interesting. We'll check the prices of those in a minute. Your onion salt that we've just seen there, and your onion soup. I roll up to here, there you go, there's your fried onions, 1,600. I'm in dollars still here, I hadn't changed at the start of the game, but principle's still the same, pounds, euros, dollars. So again, they go right up to 2,236 in December, so that could be an interesting one. Definitely could be an interesting one, that. Just coming back to the fried onions, just bear in mind though, 100 onions will only give you 28 fried onions. Onion salt, 100 onions gives you 25 onion salt, and if you want to do the soup, 100 onions gives you 50 onion soups. Just back to the onion soup as well, max price in December, 1,200, so considerably less than you would get for the onion rings. Fried onions and the onion salt, 2,000 in December, so do bear that in mind. My gut tells me maybe the onion soup, maybe the onion salt. Between the two of those, I think the fried onions could be quite an expensive waste of time. So bear all that in mind, though, definitely. But there we go. That is pretty much it. Of course, you could just sell the onions as well. I didn't think to mention that, but of course, you can sell the onions. You don't get the price for them that you're going to expect here. 303 for onions there. So definitely worth, I think, selling them or turning them into some sort of process. Where's the bagged onions? They're in here too somewhere. There we go, packed onions. You get a little bit more, but not massively more than if you sell them just directly. So do bear that in mind as well. Right, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that has been helpful. I hope you enjoy the onions. I think there's something in this. It's quite good fun. Like I said though, quite time consuming as well, so do consider that before you start. But there you go. Onions. New addition to the game. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now. I have been a fan of Thrustmaster and was already an avid user of their products for a long time. I like the high build quality and the ingenuity they put into them. Take the eSwap controller with its built-in steering module, which is brilliant if you don't have the desire or space for a wheel, or the ingenious SimTask bracket that angles your standard Thrustmaster T128 or 248 racing wheel into a tractor or truck configuration. And of course, the new farm stick. As far as I'm concerned, the best value for money upgrade for your farming simulator setup you can get. And you now have the opportunity to support the channel at no extra cost to you by buying directly from Thrustmaster.com. All you need to do is select your location, which includes countries in the UK, Europe, North America, South America and the Far East, and search for the product that you want. Once you've added that purchase to your basket, you just need to add my creator code, THEFARMSIMGUY, and check out as normal. And by adding my code, you're directly supporting the channel through a small commission that I receive from Thrustmaster. And the best bit? It's not just the FarmStick and SimTask range, my code is accepted for any product on the Thrustmaster site. So if you're into flight sim or sim racing, my code works across all platforms. In addition, Thrustmaster have committed to prize giveaways on the channel too, so stay tuned and you could be in with a chance of winning some Thrustmaster goodies at some point in the future. Of course, the choice where you buy your products is still entirely up to you, but if you want to support the channel at no extra cost, you know you can do this through thrustmaster.com. For now, that's enough of this. Let's get back to the farm. Take care. See you soon.